I don't want to go. I never went down there for drugs, and I was a fucking junkie. I think that it's over a border, and 1,000 bad things could happen to you.
Yeah. Yeah, you could fuck up.
1,000 bad things could happen to you. I know Anthony Bourdain walked around for a day surrounded by white people with cameras.
Yeah.
Okay? That's a big difference than you and me walking around, and all we need is one Mexican to say, hey, ain't that the dude from Factor de Field? And all of a sudden they come over, hey, follow us to a party. And we're doomed. When you called back, I was on Forest Lawn. And I fucking kicked that into that HOV lane. I had the Sons of Anarchy behind me. I had this black biker behind me. So I knew if the cops were going to pull anybody, he was going down first. He was my beard. I got in front of him in the HOV lane, and I just shot that motherfucker hell-bent for free all the way till you called me and said, nah, we're going to. And I said, hold on. I'm back in the HOV lane, and I went 2 cars, and there was an unmarked police car in the right-hand lane. He didn't even see me. I just slipped right back behind him, and I took my time after that. I just stayed at 65 like a fucking savage.
Yeah, that's like a thing that we do out here. You roll the dice in the HOV lane for a little bit. $400 is what it is?
$460, and if you cross the line,
point?
Like when I go for it, I go for the $920 package. I go for the $920 package. That's you go over the line and because you can only cut into HOV where the lines say you're permitted.
Right.
So I do the $960 package, which $920 in court altogether. Court costs. You got to drop $100 for the victim compensation fund, another $100 from the deaf kids from Chinese society.
Joey, listen, how great is that fucking place?
Listen, I don't give a fuck if they did this show in a barn. You fucking momos. It's Dom Herrera, Tom Rhodes, Joe Rogan, Doug Benson, and fucking Redban.
Sam
$15
and
cancel
Tripoli.
what the fuck you're doing. Tell your grandmother to suck your dick. Call 626-577-1836 and get those tickets now. When you go up north in the 101, after you pass a certain, it's beautiful. It opens right the fuck up. It's beautiful driving. And here you are doing fucking 80. You're on cruise. You got the Eagles Hotel California.
Yeah.
And you get behind a fucking 750. That's doing 65, and that's when I really start to burn. I'm thinking to myself, for starters, he's a Jew driving a German car. How confused is this cocksucker?
This cocksucker.
This motherfucker's got no loyalty to his people, right? That's number one. Number two, he's doing 65. If I got a 7 car, it's because the only reason I would buy a 7 Series, if when a cop pulls me over, I could rip the ticket in his face and call my attorney. That's the only way I would drive a 7, if I could do 90 all the time, Joe. If not, I don't see the beauty in it. I don't see it. Unless you're going to do 90, then it's okay to get
You mean
a
it's like a 7 Series
753,
BMW?
a 5. If you got a 3, you should shoot yourself. That's a Toyota fucking Corolla. You just paid more. You wanted to impress people. That's your deuce right there.
You talking about this 3 Series BMW?
Yeah.
I have an M3.
No, but you have an M3. It's a big fucking difference. You pull me over with that car, and I'm like, yes, officer. Do you know how fast you were doing? It doesn't matter because this is how I do it. What license? I don't have a. Give me the ticket. You rip it up. You give it to him. You give him the name of your fucking attorney. He's got a yarmulke on it with a star going through it. There you go. Call him in 10 minutes. He'll tell you what.
A shooting star coming out of his yarmulke.
With a picture of Jesus bleeding on the floor and shit. Here, remember that, all right, cocksucker. Take this, cocksucker. You think of all the people that take the juice and fucking really, stick to the thing, the diet. How about the yahoos in Jersey? I mean, you worked Montego Bay. Yeah. What about the guys down there that are just shooting that shit daily? They're taking the pills with a beer and a line of blow.
For sure.
You think I saw it. I saw it.
Your boy
I
you
saw
grew
it.
up
My boy Danny
Riga?
Bianculo one time at his house on the phone arguing with his bitch. Yeah, fuck you, you fuck. And he's walking back and forth, and all of a sudden on top of his safe, in his safe was like money and 1,000 of those little vials. And he would take them out and he would cut the coke. And while he was doing a line, his mom would shoot him in the ass.
His mom comes in.
Ma, hurry up. I'm on the phone. I'm hot. I'm cooking. And he would fucking just pop him in the fucking ass, and that's it. And I knew for a fact. I ran with, I was in Jersey in the early 80s when B12, I was going to ask you if you ever shot it. My boys were shooting that shit. And I used to drive my buddy to a house where there were guys, and they would blast them with the B12, the Deca de Roblin. In those days, it was Deca, D-Ball, Anavar, Winstrol. It was very basic, 5 or 6 of them.
Sure.
And he would get the B12, and he would go, Coco, as soon as they shoot you, you could taste it in your fucking mouth.
Bam.
Bam.
Yeah.
You taste it in your mouth.
He would
It
taste
like
the vitamin.
metal, like
And
pennies.
that's what he would taste in his mouth. The vitamin would pop right up.
Okay.
And it was amazing how all those guys are dead.
Yeah.
He didn't die from the HIV. He had the liver shit. The one. What's number 2?
The hepatitis?
Hepatitis 2, where you can't drink and
Okay.
shit. But the rest of those boys that were shooting, they all died of the HIV.
Jesus.
Yeah, from the 80s. They didn't know. Nobody knew back then. They were in a room going, fucking look at my biceps. They're bigger than yours. Shoot it. Bam. Fuck it.
And they were sharing needles doing this?
Sharing needles, yeah. Sometimes it's in my pocket.
Okay.
Like it's in your pocket.
Right.
So when I go in, there's a thing on the bottom that slides up and it gives you all these excuses to press.
Right.
So when people call you, so I don't know what I'm pressing.
Right.
So sometimes people call me back and go, dog, I called you. You sent me back. You went to, what'd you go see? What are you talking about? You just text me. You were at the cinema. You think Joey Diaz says I'm at the cinema? I would say I'm at the movies, cocksucker. Call me later. The cinema. Yes. Right or wrong. So that's the one I always press. It's fucking cinema. Like, there's a bunch of them. I'll show it to you. So people keep thinking, oh, Joey texts me. He's texting. Now, don't get too fucking.
That's so
Don't
funny.
get carried away, cocksuckers.
Best quote I've heard in the last 6 months is by our boy Vinny Curto.
What'd he say?
He goes, you know what? Actors, they get a second chance. They get cut. Stand-ups, there ain't no cut, motherfucker.
Let me tell you something. When I drowned at the Y that time, that's how I almost drowned because that's what got me.
What?
I was
drowned at the
Y. What
Well,
happened?
fucking 7 years ago, after the longest yard, bro.
What?
I
You
didn't
never
know
told
that.
us
I
this.
fucking tell the bit on stage. That's
You
a
never
true
told
story,
me,
bro.
You never told me.
You know, when I was embarrassed and I went to the Y one day and I asked the guy to train me and I got on the treadmill, I could only do 3 minutes.
Wow.
And he sat me down. He goes, dog, A, you got to quit smoking, and B, you got to lose weight. You can't. He goes, you're going to hurt your joints if you walk on the treadmill. He goes, go in the pool. I'm like, you're a genius. The pool's none. So I would go early and go in the training pool, which is 90 degrees.
Right.
The water, you're in the water. Oh, you could, when you go in 90-degree water, you got to look at you. You're doing back shit. You're flipping underwater.
Right.
You're like fucking Splash. You're throwing side kicks. You're throwing punches like Muhammad Ali. But one day I went and it was fucking the afternoon. So I had to go into the Olympic pool. You got to go sign your name. And I thought, I've been swimming for 2 weeks. I could do this. I got this. That's what I went.
Right.
I had swam in Boulder in the master swimming program. So I thought it just took a couple of weeks to get the shit back to you. I didn't know, bro. I signed up and I jumped in the middle lane at the YMCA in the Olympic pool. That water's like fucking 42 or whatever it is. As soon as I hit Joe Rogan, everything just froze. And my fat little legs were moving. But I wasn't moving. I was just spinning around in circles. Because I think once the water gets cold, it's even harder to maneuver in there.
Oh yeah. It's
Something.
really
It was,
hard.
and I hadn't done it in a while. Listen, in
Well,
Boulder.
your body freezes up.
Listen, bro, in Boulder, and I'm the witness to this. In Boulder, she does that class outside year round.
What class?
The master swimming program is done outside.
Oh wow.
So when you get there on your bicycle, they shovel. Oh yeah. So you run so that's the pool's outside. I still got to change inside in Boulder.
Right.
Those crazy fucking wasps walk from that hut to the pool in the snow. They just part the fucking snow. You know that. And they make a path from
And
the house.
the pool's heated,
The pool is heated.
so they just climb in the pool.
But
That
the
sounds
pool's
awesome.
The pool's not that heated, not jacuzzi. This is Boulder. This is Jane. This lady was crazy.
It is, even if the water is heated, still it's
still-
fucking when your head gets wet and then you pop your head out and it's 10 degrees outside. Even if the water's 90 degrees, it still sucks.
You see that fucking steam coming off that water.
Yeah.
But I jump into this Y and I go into the middle and I'm trying to get out of there, Joe. And there's these 2 Mexican kids like, mister, can we help you? And I'm like, fuck yeah. So they try to pull me out and they can't pull me out. So they go, we'll get you, we'll save you. And they go, and all of a sudden they brought a hoist in. So a hoist is what they put in the middle of the thing. They wanted me to swim back into the middle. I was going to go in there with my fat little orca body and they were going to pull me out like they pulled orca. That's a hoist, right?
Right.
And I'm like, dog, I'm drowning here. I can't go back to the middle. And all of a sudden they pressed, they called the ambulance. So the ambulance came, but I didn't sign. I ain't paying the $1,800. I ran out of there before. I'm happy I got the fuck out of there before the ambulance came. As they were coming in with the thing, I was walking out.
Wow.
And I never went back to the Y for about 6 months. I was so fucking embarrassed. I almost drowned at the Hollywood Y, bro.
Wow.
Just unprepared. Just went into that water and it was cold and my lungs just fucking froze. Stopped.
Is that you breathing?
Just sitting here holding my breath, cocksucker.